Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Rafanisa Sabira, and today I want to introduce you a very inspiring textbook that can truly change the way we teach history, especially for young learners. So I would like to recommend you this book that called Creative Teaching History in a Primary Classroom, written by Rosie Turner Bissett. So if you are a teacher or a student teacher who really wants to make history lesson more meaningful and exciting, yes, this textbook is meant for you. So I would like to introduce you this book. This textbook is focused on how we can teach history in creative and imaginative way in the primary classroom. So this book is proposed to help teachers move away from boring textbook based teaching, especially in a history lesson, and they create meaningful historical experience for children or the primary students. So the book is over a range of creative strategy like a storytelling, drama, role play, visualization, art. For what? For engaged students in learning history. For not to be boring. It's not just remembering dates again and facts again. This not as simple as it, but about helping students to feel the history, to imagine the history, and to connect with the history itself. So I guess you guys already curious with the what's inside the book. So this is the examples that books have presented. So the books includes many kind of creativity matters in history teaching. We know the purpose of this book is for enhance the creativity and less of the boredness in the students. So these are the examples that teachers can be implied. Also, the book is including techniques like a role play and empathy works. Like this one is a how structured creative history lesson, and also the book includes like many kind of creativity. This one it's like historical, like how student can history, and also they insert a music in a history lesson. Like there's a practical classroom example, tips on assessing students' historical understanding. So these are the reason why we go into the strengths. So the first strength of the book is practical and ready to use ideas. So the biggest strength is actually how practical it is. Like the previous image before, a strategy explained in the book is followed by real examples from actual classroom. For instance, the author explains how teacher can use living times or this music for the horse Brand's sleigh. So where students can take historical roles and answer the question. Also, students can take the history and they can play a music. These activities are not only fun, but also deepen their understanding. Second, they can strong focus on imagination and empathy. So the author really wants to emphasize how important it is for children to empathize with people from the past. The author suggests that activities where students imagine what it feels like to live during a certain era. Is it amazing? Like being a child during a World War II or Roman soldier. So this kind of activity develop emotional intelligence or historical thinking for the students. The third, their strength is like supporting a creative curriculum planning. So it also the book shows how creativity can embed it into a lesson plan. So teacher can combine the history with language learning by writing historical diaries, or with art by making history artifact, like all of the examples that already shows to you. But of course, no textbook is perfect, and this one has some limitation. The limitation that I really realized is they just focus on UK context. So many of the historical examples are based on British history and align with the UK national curriculum. So this book is not a global a global how to teach a history like us in Indonesia. Like some contents need to be adapted because not all of the environment can be implied the same things as the book suggests. The second, it's dense academic language. The writing is very clear and I really understand the book goes, but it's quite formal and academic. So for beginner readers like me or students who are not used to educational theory, it might be a bit challenging. For me, it's a little bit challenging because there is a lot of the vocabulary or there is so advanced and it's too formal, I think. But despite all of the limitation, so why should we still read this book? Simple. This textbook challenged us to break the routines and teaches history in a way that truly stick with children. In the 21st centuries, being a teacher is not just about transferring a knowledge, right? It's about engaging students emotionally and creatively. So history can often feel distant or irrelevant to young learners, right? But through the strategies in this book, history feels alive, feel relatable and fun. Students don't just learn about the past, they experience it. So I truly recommend this book for everyone involved in education. Whether you are a fresh student or a professional looking for inspiration, this book will open your mind to creative potential teaching history. In my opinion, I think I will rate this book around 9 out of 10 because if you're studying education and at university like me, this book can give you a practical method, a lot of the creative method and strong theoretical foundation. But if you are already teaching, this book can help you redesign your lesson into experience your student will never forget. Guess what? The best part is you can apply these techniques not only in history but other subjects too. So, to conclude, creative teaching history in primary classroom is more than just a textbook, in my opinion. I think it's a creative teaching guide that empowers teachers to spark curiosity, creativity, and connection in every history lesson. So, let's teach history with heart, imagination, and a little bit drama. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to read the book. That's all from me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.